up? It's Emily. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys want to learn how I edit my Instagram photos to create an aesthetically pleasing theme, then just keep watching. If you are new here, do not forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Thank you very much. We all know that before we could post like a picture of us sitting on the couch, just chilling with the lowest quality camera, with the lowest quality lighting, no filter, and we'd still did 100 likes. Unfortunately, there's just way too high of standards now, especially with all the Insta models and stuff like that. Like, girl, we can't be posting those photos. It actually isn't as hard as you think, and all the apps that I'm gonna be showing you guys are free for the most part. My phone is just literally connected to my wire on my computer, so that's how we're gonna be doing this. Okay, so let's just get to it because this is a long process, okay? You guys don't even know what I go through to post a photo. First, what I'm gonna do is go into Facetune. So I figured today we would edit a picture that I already posted, just to give you an idea of, I don't know, just like how it goes through the process. So I already posted this picture edited already. So I'm gonna show you guys kind of how I went through and actually edited the photo. So this is like in front of a little dairy bar, really nice and cute, right? I got my Coca-Cola in my hand. I always like to have something in my hands when I take a picture. So whether that's like a Starbucks coffee or like a bag, but in this case, I got a glass bottled Coca-Cola because I just felt like that really matched my aesthetic. So first what I'm gonna do is whiten. The white in the photo is very yellow. It's not like a warm yellow, it's kind of just like a gross yellow. I bring the whiteness all the way up, and I'm not gonna leave it all the way up, and I just whiten the floor first. So this is the first thing that I go in and whiten is the pavement. Usually if I'm taking a photo outside and it's on concrete, I like to whiten that. And I am not like the most perfect person with this. As you can see, like I got a little bit on my shoes and I'm gonna go back and erase. But for me, it's just easier to just go in and do it and then like fix it later. So an easy way to see if you got all of it is to actually press the erase button, and it shows you where you accidentally put it. So I accidentally put it there. I accidentally put it on the black on my pants, that shouldn't be. And then I know I put it on my shoes as well, which I shouldn't have done. So we're just gonna go back and re-whiten that part. Obviously, it's hard to be super perfect with this, so you just gotta take your time. Everything is about patience when whitening your pictures, I feel like, because it can be super annoying. I'm gonna bring this up about like to 84. I don't want it to be all the way, but I do want it to be like a good amount white. So I want it to have that white tone to it. I want to whiten the walls also a little bit more. And you guys have probably seen this done like a million times. I'm literally just going over the entire thing. Like I'm taking my finger and literally like doing that to the whole wall, or else it take me forever. Again, make sure it's on like full blast, like all the way over. That way it's just really easy to just see what you've done, and then you can always adjust it later. And I'm gonna go in and kind of put it up to like maybe 77, I think. So I liked it at 77. It's bright enough, but it's not as dark as it was. And it looks like, you know, we obviously did something, and then I'm just gonna fix any parts that I see are bad. I'm gonna go in, and then I'm gonna go into, it is on retouch and, oh, details. This is another one of my favorite. I'm gonna go into the Coca-Cola, and basically what this does is just adds contrast to those things that you want to highlight. So I'm going into the red naps, and I'm also going to detail that because I want that to be detailed. The dairy bar sign, that just brings that out because we kind of almost erased it when we did the whitening. And then you guys just can see the tiny difference that all that made. In the detailing at least. And then I'm gonna edit out. I leave that at 100%, just depending on the photo. I left that at 100% for this photo. So look at like how little those changes were and how like short of a time that took, but what a big difference it made. So I'm gonna save that to my camera roll. So now that we're done with that, I'm gonna go into Lightroom. So this is an Adobe Photoshop app. Now this is where I have my preset that I use. Preset, filter, like all the same thing. I loved Visto for so long. I did HB1, HB2, I played with A6. Those are honestly like such great filters, especially like when you're just starting out. For me, I just was getting bored with those filters. I use them for so long, and I like to do a little bit more on Instagram with like my fashion and stuff. When I was just doing stuff, you know, just like of my friends, I used Vistro. I know Lightroom is where a ton of bloggers will actually have their presets for you to purchase. So a lot of bloggers will create their own presets. So if you go on like an Instagram feed and you really liked it, a lot of times bloggers will sell their presets. And the preset that I use is by a blogger named Marina Mitvoy. She has a very, very popular preset, which is called the Marina Dream preset. And this was, I believe, $35 for the mobile version. She also sells a desktop version, but this is the one that I use. I did not make this myself, okay? I did not make this myself whatsoever. And this is what the image looks like when it just pulls up. So basically what she suggests is for you to copy and paste the preset into your photo. This preset, I did edit a little bit. She had the detail and the effects really like sharpened and really clarified, if you know what I mean. So she had her clarity all the way up, her sharpening. I brought that down. I'm gonna hit the 3 little dots, and right now my phone is loading, so it'll say copy settings. So this has the settings that she put into her own preset, and I kind of adjusted it just depending on my needs. So I take that, and I'm gonna go to that picture, and it's this one right here. As you can see, some of them in there are unedited. And I'm just gonna hit paste settings. Okay, so taking a look at this photo, you can see that it's first off very blue, and the exposure is just not up. So I'm gonna take the exposure up a little bit. I'm gonna bring up the highlights. I really like a lot of highlights. And then I'm going to increase the black. So as you can see in my outfit, I have a lot of like blacks going on. So I want that, like right now is like up there. I want it to be a little bit more distinct. Then I'm gonna go in and go into color. And right now it's very, very blue tone from what I like. So I'm going to warm that up just a little bit. Then I'm gonna go into detail, bring up the contrast just a little bit in this photo, not a ton. And then I'm gonna go into the color, and I'm gonna go into the blue. So you can see it's still a little blue toned. And I'm gonna desaturate that blue. So as you can see, the bottom of the picture right here is very blue toned still. So I'm gonna go into that and go into the blue. If you go into mix and then click on the blue color, you can desaturate it a little bit and then bring down the luminance. So that way it's just not as blue. So what I'll do now is I'll save that to my camera roll. And then I'm gonna go into this app that I love. It's called Unum. This is what I use to plan out all of my photos. This is how like I basically check to see if it fits in my feed. And I posted that photo right there. But like let's say I was posting that now. Basically I would just go in and I would look to see how it looked in my feed. So I can see right here that I have a pretty dark photo, the one of me that I just clicked on, the one of me with the 2 pumpkins on either side. But I like to just see how it looks in my feed. Right now, I think it looks pretty good because I have my standing up pictures in the center. I kind of like to keep it that way. If you like go down my feed, the pictures of me standing up are in the center of my feed. And then the pictures of me like sitting down are like on either side. So I try to keep all my standing up pictures in the middle. That's just me. I mean, that's just something that's like so minute. Like you obviously don't have to do that, but I don't like to keep like the same poses right next to each other, but I'll just see like how it fits into my feed. And the cool part about this is like, let's say I was gonna post like this picture too. So like you did see how pictures look next to each other. I think once you apply a filter, the same filter to every picture, I think that's just when, I don't know, your feed just ends up looking better. Now, I get a lot of questions when I post like a selfie in comparison to a normal picture. People will be like, okay, well, how do you post a selfie and then post a normal picture and use the same filter? Let's do a selfie. And I'm just gonna show you guys a selfie. I haven't taken a selfie, guys, though, in so long. I'm going to copy and paste that filter exactly how I would as if I was doing just a normal like fashion picture. So I'm gonna take that filter, and I already know it's gonna look crazy with a selfie. So yeah, look, I'm literally like orange, I'm an Oompa Loompa. So this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm first gonna bump up the highlights. Then I'm gonna take the color and I'm kind of just gonna almost erase like the coloring of it. I'm gonna desaturate it a little bit, And then what you can do is I went into that orange color. I don't even know if I had slayed that right, but I went into orange because that's what color I was, and I'm gonna adjust like the hue of my skin because it was like orange. Then I'm gonna take the exposure and bring that boy up, bring those highlights up, and then kind of just like play around with the exposure and the highlights. And the thing that's really messing this picture up is the whites. So as you can see, the whites of the picture is so bright, and the original photo was not like that. So I'm gonna bring that down to 60 where I was at 64 before. And I'm just gonna keep playing around with the exposure. Also, oh my God, for crying out loud, make sure your brightness is all the way up when you're editing a photo. I don't know how people don't put their brightness all the way up when they're editing a photo. It drives me nuts. But this, as you could also see, that my skin now is like a little bit better. It's obviously like changing the tone. So you just really have to play around with like that orange color, because the orange color is essentially your skin tone in the pic. So I kind of just like to go back and forth to the pic and kind of just see what the pic looks like in comparison to what my skin looks like, if that makes sense. I did not post this picture with this filter. That's because I didn't have this filter before when I had posted this picture. But this is probably what I would have done, gone through if I was gonna post this. And as you can see, like the green did change. The hue, saturation, and luminance with the preset that I purchased is already set up so that your greens in every single picture looks the exact same. Since I use red a lot in my aesthetic, I adjust the red to my own liking. Usually what I do for reds every single picture is I bring the saturation up to 2, if I can do that properly. I keep the hue at 10 and I bring the luminance down to 38. Like that. And that is probably the most extra thing that you've ever seen in your entire life, but that's just what I do. I go into temperature and bring up the temperature just a little bit more. I do want this to be a warmer picture. So in this instance, I would save it again, and then I would go back into my photos. I mean, into that editing app Unum. As you can tell by phone, I have a lot of different editing apps, and I would pop it into my feed. Now, I haven't taken a selfie in a long time, so it kind of looks random with the rest of my feed. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but for me right now, the selfie is kind of random. So I'll go up here, and I just save the pictures that I like but don't want to post yet, like right over there. I'll just save them at the top. And then what I'll do, let's say we have this picture right here that we just edited. What's cool that what you can do is you can actually see how your feed will change as you continue to post pictures. So it shows you how that picture will move along your feed as you continue to post, which is something that you don't get on a lot of planning apps. So another app that I love is Snapseed, so I'm gonna go into that. You import the picture you want, and my favorite tool from this is Selective. So I'll hit the plus button, and this can brighten a photo wherever you want. You just simply brush over it. You could structure it, saturate it, contrast it, and hit brightness wherever you want, and then you can hit the plus. So I just take my finger, brush over where I want it to be a little bit brighter, change it to where I want it to be. So if I wanted it to be 10, and then it just slightly brightens my picture. So there's before, and then there's after. Obviously, this is not necessary for anybody to do. This is the most extra process ever. My friends will literally be like looking at me like, what the hell are you doing when I edit a photo? But I always feel like the before and the after of the photo makes it so worth it. And I'm gonna insert some before and afters of some pictures that I'm super proud of right here. Okay, get ready for the montage. I really hope that you guys like this video. I've been wanting to do an editing my Instagram video for a really long time. I just wasn't that confident in my own feed. I always love to do like editing stuff, and I just love to learn about editing. I've watched 1,000 of these videos, so hopefully you learn something new. Hopefully you learn about a new app or just things that you guys can do to make your feed that much better. And if you guys want to see that, how I create an aesthetically pleasing Instagram, also leave that comment down below. I would seriously love to do that. I think that'd be so cool because that's something that I've loved learning about as well. And also leave any video suggestions that you have down below as well. And as always, if you guys want to be friends with me and hang out with me more, don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below. We're close to 500, yay! And I'll see you guys all in my next video. Okay, bye guys!